Hey there, it's Natalie Marie Collins, and if you have a defined spleen in your human design chart, or if you're a projector and have your spleen as your inner authority, then this video should be helpful for you. So here's the deal. I have an open spleen, and so part of having an open spleen is I'm here to be wise about how the splenic energy works. So I'm here to share with you my experience and observation through other people and how their splenic center works, to share it with you so you can start to feel this out. Because I'm open in that center, I also feel it in other people when it activates, so that becomes really fun for me. But for me, because it is open, it is just inconsistent. And if you're listening to this and you also have an open spleen, you're just wanting to learn more about this too, I think this will be helpful for you as well. So my husband is a manifesting generator, and he has a defined splenic center. And the cool thing about this is that he's been able to start really becoming in tune with his splenic center. And it tells him, so the splenic center itself, some people say it actually talks to you, and talking is a loose term, I would say. It doesn't actually say, no, not that, or yes, this. It doesn't actually talk, but it communicates. And the way it communicates is different from other energy centers in the body and other inner authorities in the body. So with your splenic center, what I've learned is that if it's a no for you, you're gonna feel this sensation below your right shoulder blade in your back, and it's gonna be a kind of a buzzy, tingly sensation that will run up your spine, or also just stay in that spot, but it will talk to you in that way. If it's a yes, then it's gonna feel at peace, because the spleen, it's gonna be this peaceful sense of and relaxed comfort, because the splenic center is here. It's a very primal center. It's here to tell you what's safe and what's not safe. And so if it's not safe, it's gonna be like, no, it's gonna give you those tingly sensations. And if it's yes, it's like, go with that flow. Yeah, go in that direction. So with that, the splenic center has all of the gates around your spleen. And one of the things about the gates is, through their definition, there's this other flip side of it that is the fear side of things. And so there's the flow and the fear, and there's the love and trust, and then there's the fear. And when the fears come up, and I'll go through those in a second, but when the fears come up, what it's telling you is that there's something in your system that feels like this is not safe. But how the spleen really works is it's in the moment, it's in the now, and it'll only say it once. So if you miss it, you miss it. And that's kind of like the trick and caveat to this. So you can, if you missed it, then things might become really confusing for you, or frustrating, or irritating, or annoying. The goal is for you is to be really present in the now, to start getting in tune and touch with what your spleen is telling you. Is it safe or is it not? Now, with the fear centers or fear gates, what this does is it's your spleen projecting out some kind of future or past fear, and I'll go through each one of those for you. But here's the challenge for you. If you're feeling any of these fears that I'm going to go through and tell you, your challenge or your invitation is to see those fears as not in the present moment and to do them anyways. And that's what the spleen gives us as its present in a sense. So I'm going to go clockwise through the splenic center, starting with gate 18. And gate 18 is the fear of perfection. Gate 48 is the fear of inadequacy. Gate 57 is the fear of the unknown or the future. And gate 32 is the fear of failure. Gate 50 is the fear of failing responsibilities. Gate 28 is the fear that life is meaningless. And gate 44 is the fear of repeating mistakes of the past. Now, we all get those fears in some form or fashion, and they again become our invitation to work through them and work past them, because once you are able to recognize that these are false fears in a sense, then you can start looking at them as those false fears, and that invitation becomes to push through them and do them anyways. Because once you push through them and do them anyways, then on the flip side of it, you can look back and say, I don't know what I was so afraid of. Like, that was totally fine. And that's just how it works. That's how part of the game of life that we get to play here. So just as a quick recap, your spleen will give you a no, which becomes a tingly sensation on the below your right shoulder blade and may stay there or may go up your spine depending on like how strong or how like what it's doing to talk to you. I find my husband finds it a lot with food. If he gets a no on food, it will perk up and tell him no. And if it's a yes, it'll just feel good. It'll feel fine. It'll feel safe. And that's what you're looking for with your yes and no. I hope this was helpful for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.